Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another video on the Shorty dually here, doing a little bit of work to the exterior actually, which is a little bit of paint work. So let me show you what we're doing. So if you noticed in any of my videos or just pictures on my Instagram, this truck has not had the best paint work. You can see that, especially here on these front fenders. You can see, faded, no gloss really. And then the door, it's like such a drastic change. So that is something that I'm gonna be taking care of today, as well as I'm gonna try this little bit of cab too, because it sticks out to me, at least. In the pictures, since it's black, you can kind of make it, I can kind of hide it a little bit. But when you see this in person, it's just a little drastic. A good thing it wasn't like gray or white or something like that, because then it would really stick out like a sore thumb. So I want it to be glossy like the rest of the truck, so that when I wash it and everything, it actually looks good. Actually, this hood, I'm going to be doing a little bit to this too. You can see got some damage there. If you look across it, it looks like all dust, but this is all built into that clear coat. The clear coat is shot on this. So I'm going to do a little touch up there too, but it's not nearly as bad as this. And then, the grill, I spray painted that. That's kind of flaking off. Might do a little bit there. And this fender as well, the same deal on this side. And trying to straighten it up a little bit with paint. Nothing crazy. I'm not a body person. I'm not into paint really. And if you've seen any of my videos, you definitely know that I'm not a great painter. I actually have a actual real spray paint gun. One of the ones that's air compressed, and it works off just a standard air compressor. So I'm gonna be using that, and hopefully that gives me a little bit better results. Like I said, not experienced. I'm not a very good painter in general, but we'll see what we can do. These fenders were all spray paint over here and over there. And this grill was spray painted. So, it is what it is, but now that I have a little bit better of a tool, I think, and the right stuff, I should be able to do a little bit better job. So let's see how it comes out. Even if it's a total failure, I'm still gonna show you guys. Okay, so what I have here is, to start it off, I have this spray gun. This is just the Harbor Freight. The cheapest one they have. I've used them before, and they're basically throwaway. So you use them once and throw them away, but for 14 bucks, it's not a bad deal. And then I got just some regular old, this is just a universal one because the paint code on the truck is UD, which they don't, Duplicolor doesn't make them. So I just got a universal black, it's gonna look like the same exact thing. And the funny part is that this was actually a UD paint match spray paint can when I first did it, and you can't even tell the difference. It doesn't look any different than this back here, which was spray paint. It's the same thing. It's just missing the gloss because I did a 2-stage clear coat that came out like absolute garbage, and I wasn't happy with it at all for spending $45. So for this color, regular spray paint, universal one will do because it's just such a basic color. And then got masking tape to mask off areas. And then I also have this plastic sheeting that I'm gonna put on. And I got a moisture filter for that. I already have a gauge and everything for that. Just an orbital sander, Bauer, Harbor Freight orbital sander. I'll get the job done. And a bunch of different grits. And so basically what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna mask off some of the stuff with tape right now, so that when I'm sanding, I'm gonna do a little light sand on the clear coat. We can rework this a little bit, and then I'll just tape it off for now. And then after that, when I get to actually painting, I'm gonna put the plastic sheeting over where I don't need it to cover my truck and all that paint. So let's get going. got most of the tape done. I actually ran out of tape, so I'm gonna have to get some more. But my plan originally was to go just up to here and not do the roof for now since you can't see it. And because I had, like dents here. When I pulled this cab off, I actually just picked it up with a skid steer with straps, which was not the best idea because I dented this and I dented that. Far worse than it is right now though. And I was able to use a body hammer, which is somewhere over there on the table. I think, yeah, right there. Right there. And I used the body hammer, and I mean, it came out okay. From down here, it's gonna be tough to see. From the roof, obviously, you're gonna see it. It is what it is. And I'm not a professional body guy, so I just have the best next solution. Also on the hood here, there's like a little dent going on. I'm gonna try to get that a little bit flatter. And I mean, once I paint it, I'm hoping it won't be horrible. I mean, a little bit here and there. It's a 20-year-old truck, but let me show you this when the door closes. I mean, you can't really notice that dent on the side. It's very hard. And on the other side, it was way worse before. You could notice the whole thing because the pressure of the strap just dented it. It didn't twist the cab or anything. It just dented it a little bit. You can't even see. You can just see where the paint flaked off, but when I do that, that's gonna be really hard to see. And then the rest of it looks good. I gotta tape up the cab lights still. I just did it a little bit more, and I don't know how well you can see it, but it's definitely a little bit better, especially from the side. It's like, once I paint it, it's gonna be really hard to see. Basically what that hammer is doing, this body hammer, is, since this part's flat, it's basically taking the dent and spreading it around so that it's harder to see. So what I did was, like, there's like a pointed end on it, and I go from the underneath, and I tap it, and it's raising and lowering the dent around, and then this big flat part is basically taking that dent and spreading it around. And it makes it harder to see, which is kind of what I did up here again, was I just basically took the dent and I spread it up farther to take a little bit out of it from the bottom, because unless you're really good at this, which is why these guys get paid a lot of money, you're gonna not get it exactly perfect, but it's gonna be close enough, you know? Like I said, 20-year-old truck, and it's got some bruises on it, so it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. All right, what I just did was I cleaned it off with a little bit of soapy water. I just kind of cleaned some of that dirt off so that we're not pushing the dirt in when I'm sanding it. Probably should have done this before I did the tape, but you know what? It's all right. It'll turn out fine. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start sanding it. And for this section, the fender, I'm just gonna use like a 400 grit on there, and then on here, I'm gonna probably use like a 600 grit since this part's in better shape, and I just want to take some of that rough clear coat off and redo that. This part I want to do a little bit more paint. I mean, like I said, I am not a professional, so if you're a professional out there and you see that I'm doing something completely wrong, that's why you're the professional and not me. But anyways, if you do see something I'm doing wrong, or you have some advice on whatever I'm doing here, feel free to just leave that down in the comments. I'm always trying to learn something, especially in something like this that I don't know much about. So I guess if I'm gonna be the King Shocker Customs channel, I gotta get good at paint. So I'm always open to learning new things. So if you got any techniques, advice, you see me doing something completely wrong, let me know. But I guess we'll find out by the end of the video if this turns out any better. I can't believe that it could possibly turn out worse than it is now. So at least it can only go up from here. It's just a matter of how well we can match like the gloss on the doors and stuff. But let me get started with the sanding. Okay, got it sanded. I'm gonna do it a little bit more because I want to just go over a couple of spots again, but it looks stripped pretty much. This side is a little bit wet, but I got it down. This was a primer originally, so I kind of got it down to that primer. This I got down fairly well. This one, you can see that looks pretty good. And then this, I'm still working a little bit up top. I got to do a little bit. You can see this line right here, which I didn't do that really, so I got to do that, do the roof a little bit. I'm gonna keep going and do it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna wash it up, and I'm gonna cover the entire thing so that we're good there. We're not getting any overspray on anything, and then after that we'll get to painting. All right, I've done quite a bit of sanding since my last video there, and I actually just removed the grill right there. I'm gonna get a new grill. That grill is kind of junk. And actually, when I did it, the chrome is peeling off. You know, it's kind of junk. I would rather just get a new one. And I'm not going to do the bumper for now, since I can take that off later and see how that looks. But I got this all done. That's all done and everything. Basically, I did the whole thing, sanded everything to the best of my ability, and it came out okay. So I don't know, maybe back here I kind of didn't do as good, but got up there too. I'm gonna hit these little spots right here. It's all wrapped up, ready to be pretty much painted. Covered up the wheels, covered up this. I left the bed open because it doesn't really matter if anything falls in there. And I mean, I did the window a little bit and that third brake light. Same thing on the other side. So it came out good. The only thing I did not wrap up was those roof lights. And honestly, the reason is because I don't care if I get paint on them. I'm gonna be switching those lenses to orange, actually. So, I mean, they're gonna be changed out anyway. It doesn't really matter. And then the base of them, if it gets a little bit of black paint on it, it's not the end of the world. It'll probably make it even look better. So that's all I did here. It was up here too. And I'm gonna do a tack rag, wipe it down just to get some of those fine particles and dust off of here. And then she'll be ready to go. I'm gonna prime those two areas too real quick. Like I said, I'm gonna sand them and we'll be ready to paint. Base coat is on, looks good. It's got the color. It looks basically the same as when I started. So that's a good sign at least. Now I'm gonna do the clear coat and hopefully this thing shines. All right, it's been a few days since I've been driving the truck and stuff, but the paint came out pretty good for what it is. See that? I mean, it matches up. It's not that bad. I didn't even touch it yet. I didn't do anything. I got a couple runs in the paint. You see there. I'll sand them out eventually, but for right now, you know what? From far away, she looks good, and it's kind of exactly what I was looking for. The doesn't look like an eyesore all the time. And this other side came out good. See it right there. I mean, it ain't perfect, but man, it's close. It's good. You can see up here by the cab. I mean, that actually kind of matches well too. I didn't even touch it. I didn't wash it. I didn't polish it. I didn't do anything. So it can really only go up and get better from here even. But this is pretty good for me. So as you can see here, the paint came out pretty good. It's good enough for me right now. With this truck, I mean, I still drive it every day pretty much, and it's a little bit better than it was. Way less of an eyesore, and it's not perfect by any means, but it looks good. And for $100, I can't complain at all with it, really. So that's going to pretty much wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, I'll get some more clips of it in future videos. You'll see it once I polish it, and I'll keep you up to date on it. And I'm going to sand some of that orange peel out and stuff, but right now I just don't have the time, and it's just freezing out here. So I got to cut the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed once again, and I'll see you in the next video.